Hi and welcome back to Piano Spun Yarns for day 15 of the Advent Calendar Spin Along from World of Wool. My name is Jess, and every day during Advent I've been spinning a little bit of yarn from the World of Wool Advent Calendar and knitting them in to these cute little Advent stockings. Yesterday was day 14 and our yarn was the Nutcracker. And this is the little stocking that was knit up. I used red as our contrast color. This year we are getting a lot of fibers that are kind of grays in the end, but are so complex and beautiful. Like this one had tons of stripes of autumnal colors and a lot of nutcrackery colors in it. And it makes these subtle stripes in the final yarn. But it's also heathery, and if you look really close, you can see all those colors from the original yarn. I am loving these. These are so gorgeous. I'm gonna add it to the wall behind me. That's getting pretty full. It's getting to the point where you're not gonna be able to see the day we just did right behind my face. It's starting to look really nice. I can't wait to see it all the way across. So today is day 15, and let's see what our character of the day is. This box is starting to look kind of empty too. It feels a little sad. Here's the bag for day 15, Wenceslas, and here's the pattern on the back. No, I don't actually know I think anything about Wenceslas except for that he was a king and he looked out on the feast of Stephen. But the actual person, I don't know if he's real, I don't know if he's fake, I don't know if he's biblical. I have no idea. Our mix here is super fine merino, which I love, and peduncle silk. I know that peduncle silk is a little bit special in the silk world, and I think it might have kind of a golden undertone. So I'm thinking I'm gonna see some gold in here, but other than that, I have no idea color-wise. Not gold. It looks like our super fine merino. Look how it fluffs up. I love that. It looks like our super fine merino is in these white and green shades. And I think our peduncle silk is this gray color. So this is definitely gonna look pretty much solid once it's spun. But you can see now all these little stripes in that fiber, and you can see how the gray just shines a little bit more. So let's learn about why this green color is Wenceslas, and maybe we'll learn a little bit about the actual person or character that he is. Day 15, Wenceslas, is 75% superfine merino and 25% peduncle silk. Wenceslas, also known as Good King Wenceslas or the Duke of Bohemia, had a tumultuous childhood and adolescence which resulted in him gaining the throne at age 14, though not taking control until he turned 18. His life was short as he was assassinated by his brother in his early 20s. Due to his good deeds, he was canonized, and the legend of his actions was recorded through the centuries and became what we now know as the hymn Good King Wenceslas. This blend takes its inspiration from the details of this hymn. This blend starts with a very soft base of superfine merino. We've used natural white along with the color pearl to represent the deep, crisp, and even snow that was present on the Feast of Stephen. In the hymn, Wenceslas delivers logs to a man in need of fuel for a fire, so we've used superfine merino in grass to represent the green of the pine trees that these logs came from. Finally, we felt that we needed to add a little bit of luxury. He was a king after all, and this was done with peduncle silk. This silk has a wonderful gray brown, and while it isn't quite as soft as other silks, it complements finer fibers such as the superfine merino very well. I just know that this is going to be a beautiful buttery spin, so I'm gonna set up the wheel so that I can get to spinning that. But first, we'll do my favorite shot of the video. I just want to keep petting it. If you've never felt superfine merino, it's like petting a bunny rabbit. It's so soft. Look how much it fluffs. It's almost as big. Half of it is almost as big as the whole thing was. I'm definitely going to want to split this. It's so fat. Probably going to spin it or split it many times. Now this is one I think I could accidentally spin as a lace weight if I'm not careful, so. Musically, I think most of us are familiar with the hymn, the Christmas Carol, Good King Wenceslas. But I'll give you a little bit of a rendition of it while I spin here today. So please enjoy the traditional Christmas Carol, Good King Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came inside, gathering winter fuel. That's it for part 1. I'll see you later. Okay, and this is the yarn for day 15, Wenceslas. I really love superfine merino. I love to spin it, and I love the yarn that it creates. It's so light and airy. I feel like you get so much of it for not having to work very hard. This one came out really beautiful. It's not really a solid shade. I think we are going to get some stripes. We've got lighter whites, we've got grays, we've got greens. It's just very beautiful. I struggled with what I'm going to pair it with, and I came up with I think kind of an odd choice, but I think it's going to turn out pretty well. I'm going to pair it with that light purple that we haven't seen for a while, that berry color. I'm going to pair it with this. And I know that that's a little bit out there, but I think we get a nice contrast from the muted tones of the green and gray and the bright berry. The last time we had green, we paired it with red. Red was my other choice, so I didn't want to go with red. And we just used red on day 14. I don't think white's gonna be quite contrasty enough, and blue's not really gonna do it either. So I think it's gonna be this pairing right here. I know it's a little odd, but I like it, and we'll see how it turns out in our day 15 stocking. So I'm gonna go knit that up. I'm actually gonna be knitting it at a rehearsal. Maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek into a rehearsal knitting process, and when I come back, that'll be done. So I'll see you next time. Bye.